Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be unboxing the real grade Tallgeese, and this is one that I've admittedly had my reservations about. I think the master grade is a really nice kit, so it's kind of one of those times when I'm not sure what this is really going to bring to the table, except for a smaller size and a smaller price point. There is going to be some differences though, so it'll be interesting to see how this compares to the master grade. I've been hearing some good things about this so far, so I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by it, but we'll see. There are a few things that I know I'm not going to like about this kit. Starting here in the legs, just the overall shape of the legs, the proportions of the legs compared to the master grade. The master grade has thicker thighs and more slender lower legs. I like those proportions much better than these, but these cankles is what you get with the real grade, unfortunately. So other than that, I think the kit probably will have a lot of improvements, so let's check it out. This is, of course, probably not the only version of the real grade Tallgeese we're going to see. I imagine the 2 and the 3 will also be coming out at some point, whether they be Bandai exclusives or not. We'll just have to wait and see. But as always, just some standard real grade box art here with the mobile suit there, and then a close-up of the head looking pretty menacing for sure with that kind of lens flare there on the visor. Going on here to this side of the box, this is number 28 in the real grade line. I wonder what Bandai's got planned for big number 30. Here on the bottom of the box, just the face there again, and then an image of what the internal frame is going to look like when it's all built up. On the surface, I think it looks quite similar to the frame of the master grade if you compare them. Here's a bit about the advanced MS joints, the realistic decals, which we'll have on there. That's just kind of standard for real grades. And then authentic looks and a mobile structure. So it's got some interesting stuff here going on with the rifle, the Dober gun, and then some new gimmicks built into the thruster pods. That's one thing that I think is probably one of the biggest improvements for this kit over the master grade is how much cooler these look, and hopefully they work better. With the master grade, they're a little bit of a pain, but I think they'll probably work better with this kit, and they have the new an added extra opening gimmick, which will definitely make them look really cool. So here's what the kit is going to look like, just built up straight out of the box with the stickers on there, no extra work done at all, and it, as real grades usually tend to go, it looks very good, just straight out of the box. So here on the top of the box, we can see some action poses here using the Dober gun as well as the beam saber there, just a couple others, just small little gimmick shots, and then a shot of what it looks like from the back, and the list price here of 2,500 yen. So as we've seen recently, some high-grade kits, some of the kind of larger, more complicated high-grade kits come out around the same price, 2,400 yen. So for a little bit more, you definitely get a lot in with these real grade kits. Let's take a look around the inner box here for a minute, because we've got a look here comparing the real grade and the Tallgeese HG Tallgeese 3. Even between the real grade and the HG, you can see the difference in the leg proportions there, thick and thin. This one is almost a little too thin, or the feet are too big or something. The difference between those thin lower legs and how big the feet are looks a little bit goofy. But on the other side here, showing it together with the HG Wing Gundam Zero, there's the real grade Tallgeese EW there, and then some of the other kits here in the HG Endless Waltz lineup. Interestingly, not showing the master grade anywhere on there, but let's get into it. There you can see the sticker sheet, and our B runner, the inner frame runner for this kit, is quite small. There's very little of that actually in this. Well, it's the first one in the real grade line where you're actually building most of the inner frame, and none of it, like very little of it, is pre-built. Also, just taking a look at this white, I can see it's also a kind of high gloss white. Not super high gloss, but it's definitely a little bit more glossy than just plain regular white, so that's interesting there as well. We've got some nice yellow, kind of orangish yellow, a little bit of red there for the top of the head, and then just a whole bunch of gray inner frame stuff here for this, and of course our beam saber effect parts as well. All right, here for the manual, just the Tallgeese face there on the front. On the back, sticker guide where to put all the marking stickers around on the mobile suit and the weapons. Down here, painting guide for the kit and for the Zex Marquise pilot there. So all the colors there listed in Japanese and English. Opening it up, so here you can see, yeah, the B runner, which is typically the advanced MS joint or the pre-built inner frame runner with the real grade kits. It's usually like double the size and covers pretty much most of the kit, but in this case we have like the arms, the feet, and then parts of the legs, and that's pretty much it. So there's not really going to be a whole lot of that for this kit, and you can see the rest of the parts list. We're of course going to be using pretty much everything on there. It's not looking like there's any parts left over, which you would imagine. On the next page here, we do have some more cool information. It says, a pure white machine which became the ancestor of all mobile suits. So kind of interesting there. Gundam Wing lore, if you're interested in that, in Japanese and English for that, as well as just a few more photos. And then building, as with the typical real grades, it looks like from the feet up. So build the feet and the legs and then the waist, and then that's done. We've got some more information here about the backpack vernier, so some nice photos, but the text in this case is only in Japanese, no English for that. And then we're building up the torso, and then the arms, and then finally the head. And then once that whole body is done, we're on to the backpack. So building up the backpack, and here we can see some more about the weapons. Again, nice photos, but it's only Japanese for that. So they only have English in the manual just for the front section, the kind of the history section. Finishing up the thrusters for the backpack, and then onto the double gun, the weapon, and then the beam sabers, the shield, and then just kind of some posing tips there for that, how to kind of mount the double gun, how to move that, how to mount the shield, the beam saber effect parts, or I should say the beam sabers into the back of the shield, and then mounting that onto an action base using the connector, and then how to open up all the different parts. The side skirts open up, the front skirt opens up a little bit, kind of, that's interesting. Back skirts open up, and then of course the thruster pods there on the backpack. All right, so let's get into the runners. All right, so once again, here is that sticker sheet. As usual with the real grade stickers, we have quite a lot of them. This one is, though, admittedly a little bit smaller than what we typically get. There's not quite as much on here. We do have, of course, like the big marking there for the shield. That's a pretty cool one, but then a whole bunch of just caution markings here with black and red. A bunch of these like little shiny foil ones. Those are for like, they go on joints in different areas on the kit to kind of highlight that. And then some clear, or not clear, but just like bright shiny blue there for the visor. We've got SB12 here for some clear pink beam saber effect parts. Okay, so here we have runner A, and it's in 3 different colors. We have this kind of nice bright yellow over here, kind of light gray down across the bottom, and then this kind of whole section is just slightly off-white. So you are going to have two-tone white with this kit. It doesn't really look like it at first glance, but I'll show you guys a comparison here in just a minute. One thing that I do also want to note about this runner is how segmented it is. You can see there's these segmentation gates just like all over the place here with this, so that this can be broken up and parts can be omitted for the different variants of the Tallgeese. So like this section for the thruster pods would be like molded in a different color. I think for the Tallgeese 2, I think they're blue or something. And then like the parts for the head are over here on their own. That would be omitted. And replaced with different parts for the different versions of the Tallgeese. So very obvious that they do have at least, or they've left the window open to doing some of their variants. Runner B in kind of two-tone dark gray. Here is the Advanced MS Joint 12. Very small little inner frame runner for this kit. And then we got runner C1, and there is no other C2 or anything. It's just only C1, so you can see how this will be, this will also be utilized in different versions to be broken up. Like this part of the shield here can be omitted, and then we will probably have this version of Zex Marquise probably omitted, and remember a different one over here for the Tallgeese 3 or something like that. So you can just tell with these how they definitely have plans to do the other ones. Also here you can see the difference between the two-tone white. Now here's the C1 runner, and here's the parts on the A1 runner, and you can tell this is in like a really bright kind of, like I said, it's kind of high gloss white. And then the parts on the A runner is off-white, so there is going to be a little bit of color difference there. Runner D1 here, another one where there is no D2 or anything. It's just marked D1 for this kit, and maybe with different versions it will be marked D2 or something. But here we have the yellow parts, but this is in different from the A1 runner, the A runner. The A runner, it's just plain yellow. This is definitely more kind of orange yellow color. Then we got runner E1, which is back to just that high gloss white here. High gloss, but also the details look super, super sharp on this. Looks very good. Classic real grade for sure. And then we can see the head parts over here are just kind of sectioned off. But then we have also runner E2, which is just a copy of this section of the runner here. And then runner F here is in a really interesting color. It's like a really dark bluish gray color. So here we've got just obviously some more parts for some kind of frame parts, or just kind of detail parts, parts for the feet, parts for the hands here. It looks like we're going to have holding hands, trigger finger hands, and open hands, it looks like. And again, you can see parts sectioned off here. These look like the connection parts for the dauber gun, and then these look for the parts for the dauber gun, which will be omitted, obviously, with the Tallgeese 3. But then runner G1 is in a pretty standard gray color. Obviously, a bunch more parts of the frame here, inner working parts, and a lot of really nice details on here. Again, you can see the parts for the shield and the ammo clip of the dauber gun are segmented there up in the top corner. And then we do also have a runner G2, which is a copy of this section here. It looks like probably parts for in the arms and legs and thruster pods. And then runner H1 here is in just plain clear, and it is a kind of like softer clear, like with our beam saber effect parts usually. So as you can see, we have a set of our beam saber effect parts also here in just plain clear, so you can paint those in whatever color you like. That's nice. Also looks like probably parts for the visor and in the head or something there also. And last but not least, runner H2 is our one little red part here for the top of the head. And it's in a really interesting kind of magenta red color, not just plain red. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to be about it for the unboxing, guys. I gotta say, one thing I'm struck with right away is that I'm impressed with just the details of this and the colors. Everything looks like it's just going to make for a really nice kit, even if you're just building it just straight out of the box and just go in and do some panel lining on this kit. It's all mostly in white, so I would definitely recommend if you're going to just panel line just straight on there, or even if you paint it white and then panel line it. Keep in mind that panel lining on white is best done in gray rather than black, as it's not as much of a stark contrast, but that's just a personal preference. You can try it out if you like. Most of you guys probably know that, but if any of you guys didn't know that, then give it a try. You might prefer the look of that. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. As always, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for sponsoring this review. Do check out the link to their site down below. And as always, guys, if you have any other further questions or comments, leave those down below. I'm looking forward to getting this kit built up, and we'll take a look at it in the review coming up next. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.